what is the price of the tax preparation. Most of the clients wants to know that what is the experience of our tax preparer. Most of our clients also receive IRS letters.
So we get to that part also. IRS letter. Name comes IRS. Everybody panics.
What is incorrect filing? Can you please elaborate?
Hello everyone. I'm the CEO of Tax Magic, and we have been in the business for past 23 years, and finally decided to conduct a show which called Tax Talk. And this tax talk, basically, the purpose of this tax talk is to educate our client when they are trying to find a tax professional and what are the most common mistakes that they make. So, what we did is we have our team, Tax Magic team from CSR, and we will talk to them. We will ask them that most common question that they get from the client and how we can help client not to avoid the questions, irrelevant questions, which can further create a problem of finding a right professional to do their taxes. So we have Osama from Tax Magic CSR team. Osama, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good, good. So now let me ask you most common and very first question that you get from the client. What is that?
So the most common question from the clients is pricing.
Oh, pricing. Okay. So what do they ask normally, like
Like what is the price of the tax preparation?
tax preparation?
Yeah,
And do we get these questions from existing client as well as new client, or most
both,
of the time
both.
both?
Yeah.
Both. Okay. So basically, as you heard, Osama Ali, he face a common question where most taxpayers asking for price, and for me, this question is basically a worst question to ask when you are basically searching and looking for a tax professional. Here is why I'll tell you. Because what happened is, if the person, whoever is answering the phone, whether it's a CSR or the tax professional, and if they don't give you the price that you like, normally we hang up the phone and we go to the next one. We go to the next one and try to find a new person. In this process, we forget to ask the expertise of the tax professional whether they can take care of your taxes or not. And first part is to determine if your tax return is complicated, easy, what type of level of expertise you are seeking from the professionals.
So Irfan, can you please define the complexity of your taxes? Like,
Oh, complexity.
yeah.
Well, yes. Well, complexity can be. It's a variation. It's like, it's a very what do you call, vast, very big area. So you cannot just explain complexity in one word. So I'll just give you the pointers. So complexity of the taxes depend on how many jobs that you have, how many states that you have, how many properties that you own. We are talking about individual currently. So our this episode will focus on individual tax return. So basically, complexity depends on how many assets, how many properties that you have. If you have stocks, options, and you sold stocks, and then these kind of things. Okay.
Okay.
So what is the next question? What is the second question that you face? I mean, after
Most of the clients wants to know that what is the experience of our tax preparer.
right.
So can you please define your?
Yes, yes. See, basically, the first question, it's kind of, differ. The second question differ the first question.
Yeah.
So this should be the first question.
Okay.
Taxpayer should know
But they
their
just want to know the
complexity.
pricing.
Exactly. See, that's the worst part that they can do. Why? Because it really doesn't matter the pricing if you do not have an experience. Even though you're charging $50,
Yep.
less money, the taxpayer would not want to go with you. But if they're focused on the pricing, so then either they will forget, they'll start the process, and in this process, they'll forget that the experience of the person does matter. And then down the road, when they're doing the process of this tax preparation, in the middle of the process, they will realize the person do not have enough experience. And then what happen is they lose the time, because
Right.
we have a very small window between January 15 to April 15. We have a very small window to meet the target. So this is what happened mostly when a client, they are so focused on the pricing part, they start the process with the tax professional, and then what happened is throughout the process, when they get to the part where they realize that your tax return is complex, and then you realize that the tax professional is not capable enough or new or whatever reason. I'm not putting anyone down, but every tax professional has their own level of expertise. So the first question should be about the experience. and about the background of the tax professional.
And individuals also wants to know your expertise in tax
Yes,
preparation. Yeah.
in terms of expert, there is another thing I mentioned: expertise as well as the background. See, background, why it matters is like with us, with the tax magic. Since I have a broad, canvas. I come from the international background, so I have an idea about the international taxes, F bars, and the immigrations, and the divorces. So we have a client who are going through divorces, who has international accounts in the banks, how to manage that. So if you are in that situation as a taxpayer, so first you have to ask question if the tax professional has the expertise, or if they have prepared the type of taxes that you're looking for. Price is the last thing. To me, price is the last thing. It does not matter if somebody is offering you less price, and if they do not have relevant expertise, then obviously you will not want those type of professional working on your tax return.